Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for joining today's webinar session on how to manage root cause analysis digitally with QDMS. Today we'll talk about how you can manage your root cause analysis and corrective actions in a digital environment with QDMS integrated with Acumatica ERP system. Also, as an extra subject today, we'll be also talking about how to perform predictive quality management with the help of Halo Smart Sensors and QDMS integrated together. My name is Kevin Devecioğlu, and I am the Managing Director of Bimser International. I am based in New York. Today, I have my colleagues with me. I have Alex Kvartarov from Emrys Consulting. Alex will be talking about root cause analysis, fundamentals, and quality management systems. I have Sam Watt from Bimser International, and Sam will be talking about how QDMS and Acumatica ERP working together in an integrated environment. And we also have Furkan Bas with us, our QDMS product manager. So together we'll be performing today's webinar session. First of all, I'd like to introduce you as to how we have been operating in the marketplace. Also, I'd like to briefly talk about QDMS in general, and then I'll hand it over to Alex so that we can learn about fundamentals of root cause analysis, followed by Sam Watt's show and tell session as to how QDMS software system and Acumatica ERP system working together, also integrated with Halo Smart Sensors. Our company is Bimser International, and we are an enterprise software publisher since 1998. We are based in New York. In essence, we help companies adopt digital transformation and simplify their business processes. We have global presence, as you see on the screen. We are based in New York. We also have presence in Europe as well as in Middle East. So we are a group of companies. We are about 300 people. We are a growing organization, and we are backed by European Bank so that we have more visibility in international markets. We are an Acumatica independent software vendor, ISV, as it is called. Also, we are partners of Halo Smart Sensors and many other reputable organizations and institutions, as you see on the screen. We are a Microsoft Gold development partner. We are MYOB Advanced ISV. We are also SAP certified vendor. We are also a partner of Colfax robotic automation systems as well. So our systems work automatically and in an integrated way with these technologies, with these systems as well. Also, we are active in Sage as well as Oracle ERP ecosystems. We are ISO 9001 certified and ISO 27001 certified. Since 1998, we developed these 4 products, and that's our specialty. We have EBA, that is our workflow management, low-code, no-code business process automation platform. We have BEAM as an asset and maintenance management software. Helps companies manage their maintenance operations, preventive maintenance, predictive maintenance. That is also Acumatica certified application. We have QDMS, as we'll talk more about QDMS. That's a quality, risk, performance, and compliance management software. And we have Ensemble as an intelligent business process modeling and performance management. So that is our product range, and that's what we have been offering to marketplace. As you can see in bottom left, there is also contract management application built on EBA platform that is also Acumatica certified, helps companies manage their contracts in a digital and paperless environment. We have many reputable organizations as our customers. They put their trust in our company and in our products. We work with 3M, we work with Bridgestone, Henkel is one of our customers, Ford, Renault-Nissan Alliance, United Nations, Unilever, and many other reputable organizations and institutions using our systems. Let's talk about QDMS a little bit, and then how it is interacting with Acumatica ERP system, and then we'll continue our executive webinar session. QDMS is a quality, risk, audit, performance, and compliance management software. It's been in the market since 1998. We have more than 1,000 corporate customers and more than 1 million professional users using QDMS on daily basis. It's a mature system. It is solid, it is reliable, and it has many reputable references using QDMS on daily basis. Some of the references I just show you in my slides. QDMS is also certified by Acumatica ERP system, so it works seamlessly with Acumatica ERP system with integrations to pull and push data. It is very complementary to Acumatica's current offering. There are many different industries that we have been deploying, implementing, installing QDMS. We are very active in many different industries, aerospace, defense, aviation, automotive industry is also heavily regulated. For example, cannabis industry, construction, manufacturing, hospitality, healthcare, as well as medical device, mining, oil and gas, energy, pharmaceutical, retail, and technology industries are some of them. Next to each vertical, I also put some of the requirements that we have been seeing in the marketplace as for quality management as well as regulatory compliance, such as FDA, FAA, and many other regulations. Depends on the industry and the requirements coming from those verticals. On QDMS, companies can manage quality assurance systems as to ISO, AS9100, HQF or BRC, for example, in food and beverage industry, or IATF 16949 in automotive industry, and many other standards can be managed on the system. Also, you can manage quality control operations on QDMS in a digital environment. And also, you can manage your predictive quality management operations, especially with the help of our integrations with smart sensors, such as Halo smart sensors. QDMS has a very modern architecture, similar to all of our systems, as for BIM and EVA, for example. So with the web service APIs, in the modern way of communicating other systems, we can pull and push data. We already have ready-made integrations with Acumatica ERP to pull and push various data. Also, we integrate with CRM systems, manufacturing execution systems, smart sensors, and other business software systems to help companies have an integrated management system. So there will be no need for double entry. Speaking of smart sensors, we have also ready-made integration with Halo smart sensors. With the Halo smart sensors, we have these. This is our new partnership, and we are very excited about it. With the Halo smart sensors, you can remotely monitor air quality as well as environment, as well as you can also monitor audio analytics as for keywordings, as well as gunshot, for example, excessive noise, certain words, light, you can remotely monitor. So while you are monitoring these monitoring can trigger predictive quality management operations as to taking proactive steps before anything happens or before anything breaks down, for example. So this is the critical piece that we are offering, integrated with Acumatica ERP system, that you can be really proactively managing your quality management system with the help of these modern smart sensors available in the marketplace. Halo is very capable. We have a good partnership with the maker of Halo sensors, and it is already integrated with QDMS software system, as well as our maintenance management system called BIM and automation system called EVA. So with these integrated environment, you can be really proactively managing your quality management operations, regardless of your industry: food and beverage, aerospace, healthcare, medical device, construction, and so on. QDMS has a modular structure, so there are more than 30 modules available on QDMS. So while you're using your QDMS on laptop or desktop or tablet or smartphone, for example, you are free to choose. You can choose any module that you like based on your compliance, quality, and regulatory standards. For example, there is control document management module to manage your, help you manage your SOPs, policies, procedures, instructions, guidelines. For example, you can manage your customer complaints, corrective actions for continuous improvement, audit management, risk management, as well as waste management, instant management, deviation management, and so on. So all these modules are flexible. They work with each other. They are independent and they are interdependent. So it depends on your quality management requirements. You can pick and choose any module that you like. They are also integrated with Acumatica ERP system, as well as Halo smart sensors for proactive and predictive quality management. Okay, great. So far we talk about who we are and what we do as Bimser International. I also briefly introduce you about QDMS, our quality, risk, audit, performance, and compliance management system. So before show and tell, before showing you our systems integrated together, I'd like to invite my colleague Alex Quartero from MRAS Consulting. He's a certified lead ISO auditor, and let's learn about how to manage root cause analysis and quality management systems on a high level, is for fundamentals of both quality management as well as root cause analysis management. Alex, if you're ready, why don't you take over the screen?
Sure.
Let's make sure you are the presenter. I'll take over the part. See. Okay. I think you can share your screen right now.
There. Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you see it? Or
yes, looks great. Thank you.
All right. Very good. All right. Thank you very much, Kevin, for inviting me to the session, and thank you, everybody, for joining. Today, I'll touch on very brief introduction to ISO 9001 quality management system, but I will specifically focus on root cause analysis. And by the way, what I will be talking today really applies to any ISO because it's really will be presented at a very high level. But before I get into my presentation, just want to introduce myself and my company, Analyss Consulting. Personally, as Kevin mentioned, I'm a certified ISO 9001 lead auditor, and I'm the sole proprietor of Analyss Consulting. I've established my company in 2015 after a lengthy career as a project manager in a large aerospace company, which is certified to the AS 9100 quality standard, which is the aerospace quality standard. So what I currently do is I provide consulting services to various businesses to help them achieve and maintain ISO certification. And back in 2018, I became a Bimser solutions partner. And I was so impressed when I met Kevin and going through the capabilities of the QDMS tool. I was so impressed with its capability and how it can really help and support all of the requirements of dealing with ISO and its documents and data, that I decided to work jointly with Bimser and try to help organizations to apply this tool to their ISO process. So in addition, I also do a number of webinars and actually lectures on various ISO topics. So let me just give you like a very, very top level introduction to ISO. And really this applies to, like I said, just about any ISO, but the ISO is really based on a quality management system. So there are requirements imposed on your quality management system. And this is a pictorial view of what a quality management system is. And this diagram, which is called the plan, do, check, act cycle, was developed by Deming a long time ago. He was a quality guru. But basically what it is, it shows that it is a continuous improvement process. So on the right-hand side, you have all the ISO clauses. They start with 4, clause 4, because the clauses 1, 2, and 3 are basically an introduction, definition, and so on, do not contain any requirements. So all of the quality management system requirements are in clauses 4 through 10. And so what on the diagram, you have those numbers in parentheses, and they actually refer to the particular ISO clause. So on the left side of the diagram, you have your inputs, and basically your inputs are obviously the requirements coming from your customer. But also you have inputs about your organization and what it consists of, or its context. And also you have inputs from the interested parties, and which consist of obviously your regulatory organizations, your investors, and so on. And obviously they have interest in the organization. And that all drives your planning stage, which is clause 6. And this is where you perform all your planning, your analysis, your risk analysis. And out of that plan comes out clause 7 and 8, which is really your infrastructure. Clause 7, so this is both your manpower, equipment, building, and whatever is needed to perform your service or development work, as well as the operation. And that is where the meat of the development activity is done. Now, obviously, very important as an input to all of this is your supply chain. So very important is ISO 9001, or the 2015 version requires that you monitor and actually do audits on your supply chain for your providers, because your product can only be as good as the parts or components that you get from your suppliers. So then once you've complete your development, and now you have to analyze, do an evaluation of your product. Obviously, you're going to have non-conformances, and those non-conformances could be actually identified internally, and hopefully they're identified before they get to the customer. But sometimes you have some failures at the customer site, so then you get feedback from your customer, and those also have to be analyzed. And then once you perform an evaluation, and I'll talk about a little more about that in more detail, you then evaluate what has to be done to correct the nonconformance, and you're really going through stage 10, which is improvement. And then after you determine what improvements have to be made, you then go back to the planning stage and kind of repeat that cycle. And generally, you kind of stay in that loop forever, because there's always improvement, or should have continuous improvement going on. So you can have multiple cycles simultaneously at various stages of this within the cycle, but that is very important that this be part of your quality management system. All right, let me specifically address clause 9 of the ISO requirements. And clause 9 is really your performance evaluation. So if you look at paragraph 9.1, which the title is Monitoring, Measuring, Analysis, and Evaluation. So here's where the requirement for analysis comes in, okay? So what is really, what are your organization is supposed to really do as part of the analysis? Well, the requirement is obviously to analyze your nonconformances, your failures, why do they occur? And that should be an internal process. Analysis process has to be established, which is really defined by your organization quality management system. So ISO really doesn't specifically tell you what kind of methods or tools to use to perform this root cause analysis. But it really depends on the nature of your business. But the important thing is that you have to have a defined process in your organization to deal with that. And the analysis and the investigation of those problems are really aimed to find the cause of the problem. And because really, once you identify the cause and you fix the cause, then that problem should really go away. It should never reoccur. So that is really the goal. But now, in order to achieve that, your organization has to have some standard operating procedures that define the responsibilities and authorities to perform this investigation, because it has to be organized and planned and not done in a haphazard way. And also what's very important is really the investigation should focus on the cause of the problem. You know, why is it happening, and not on the personnel. For example, if let's say the cause of the problem has been identified, that the testing does not catch all of the defects. Well, you know, you can easily blame the test technician, but in reality, you have to see why it happens. It could be that your test procedure is not adequate, or the test technician was not trained properly in performing this test. So that has to be really carefully evaluated. And again, the diagram below is this just taken from this PDCA cycle, and it just shows that, you know, in phase 9, you analyze the corrective actions, you verify the changes, and then in phase 10, you really carry out the improvements. Now, again, ISO does not dictate or mandate any tools to use. The organization can have their own proprietary tools in performing root cause analysis. So it really depends on the nature of the organization. However, there are very, very common tools that are being used by the industry. I just identified 3 of them, which happen to be very common, and they're all supported by QDMS. Okay, so one is the fishbone, or sometimes called the Ishikawa diagram, and really it looks like a fishbone, and you look at categories of potential problems, and you really identify them, and then you brainstorm all of those possible causes, and hopefully that will lead you to potential cause of the problem. Another tool is the 5 whys, and so you just keep on asking, you know, why is this happening, and you just go down in levels. You can go down like 5 or 6 times until hopefully you can come to the root cause. And also another tool is the Pareto chart. It's slightly different because here it looks at the frequency of the problem. So you identify your problems and their rate of occurrence, and then you look at the cause, the problem that happens more often, and then you attack that first. But then once you attack a problem, you can go back and use the other tools that I've described before. So I think Sam will have further discussion of those tools, how they can be used in QDMS. All right, as a conclusion, just wanted to say that managing a QMS system is not an easy job. It's really a very challenging effort. And now in the past year, it's became more difficult because of COVID. And why? Because, well, a lot of the employees now have to work remotely. And once you work remotely, now you have obstacles in accessing all of the data that's part of the QMS. So because once you're, let's say, working from home, you still have to have access to the QMS data. And again, a very important part of really following the ISO principle is to have all your access to all your documents and have a very thorough control of your documents. Okay, now you have to make sure that you're using the latest version of your documents. So again, a virtual access of all of the QMS documentation and all the records, all the data that the QMS generates is required. So again, that you have to have access from the remote location. And audits also. Audits, traditionally audits have been performed on site, and those, when I say audits, they apply to obviously your certification audits, your surveillance audits, but as I mentioned before, you may have to do audits on your suppliers. So rather than having to go to the organization site. Once you have a tool such as QDMS, then you can conduct what they call a virtual audits, because now you will have access to all of the required data. So, obviously we all hope that the pandemic is going to go away, hopefully during the year. But because we already have established a policy of working remotely, it looks like that trend will continue and people be working remotely, which obviously has advantages. Don't have to commute, waste time on commuting. You have access to a larger labor pool. So it looks like remote work and therefore remote access to the QMS data will stay with us in the future. So as a conclusion, as a takeaway, I just would like to emphasize that a software tool is really very highly recommended to successfully support all of your QMS management, which has to be done both on site and remotely, and certainly QDMS satisfies all the requirement for you to do that. So that concludes my presentation, and I guess I'll pass it on to Kevin. Thank you.
Alex, thank you very much. Much appreciated for your informative presentation as always. So now, as a next step, let's have show and tell session. In this session, we'll have a chance to see QDMS software in action integrated with Acumatica ERP system. Also, we'll have a chance to see corrective action module, root cause analysis module, predictive quality, management capabilities of QDMS integrated with Halo, smart sensors, reports, and dashboard. And we'll have a chance to see the systems in action, as well as we'll see how QDMS looks, feels, and how it can help you manage your quality management systems standalone, as well as integrated with Acumatica ERP system. So for this, I'd like to invite my colleague, Sam Watt, to our virtual stage. Sam can perform the show and tell session as to QDMS and Acumatica ERP system working together, as well as QDMS and Halo smart sensors working together for predictive quality management operations. Sam, if you are ready, please take over the screen.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, looks great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining today's webinar session. And this is Sam, the pre-sales software engineer of Bimser International. So today I will demonstrate QDMS, our quality, risk, audit, and compliance management system. And as you learned from Kevin's presentation, QDMS is a certified software by Acumatica, and they are integrated with each other. So that means we can pull and push the data between Acumatica ERP and QDMS, and also after you log into Acumatica, you can open QDMS on the same page of your web browser. On your left, you can still connect to the workspaces of Acumatica ERP, like inventory and also like purchases. And on your right, you can connect to our system. And QDMS is a permission-based system. Not everyone can see everything. You will see what you are supposed to do based on the permissions that are granted to your account. As I'm now logging in as the admin, so that I have the full control of the system. And for the rest of the users, they will have different permission settings based on their role, position, profession, department, and group. And after you log into QDMS, you can find all the pending tasks and also the request for approval on this homepage. And you can open the widget and get a quick connection and start managing this particular request. In terms of the notification, you will find this reminder on your homepage of QDMS, and also you will receive an email as a reminder as well. So this is the two-way notification features of our system in order to make sure you will not miss any important task that we have created and assigned by using our system. On the top left, this is the main menu of QDMS. Thanks to the modular structure of our system, you can pick and choose the modules that you want to have and deploy on your cloud or on-premise server. And today, we will get into the corrective action management module, as known as CAPA module, and show you how you can manage and record all the non-conformity that you have found in your company, and also define the root cause and assign the corrective action accordingly. So first of all, let us get into this module. And right here, these are all the records that we have created. And your records will be defined in different status based on the progress that you're handling this record. As you can see on the left, they are like open, follow-up, plan, result, and so on. Again, it's based on the progress that we're handling this record. And of course, we can add or create a new record by using this module. And including all the actions that you perform in this particular modules, those are also permission-based, meaning not everyone can create a new corrective action record in QDMS. To some users, maybe they can just reading all the records that we have, open a report, but they are not allowed to add a new one. And as I am the admin, I have the full control of the system, and this is why I can create a new record. And we can pick and choose from the drop-down list and define the source that we getting this or that we creating this corrective action, like by employee observation, by an work accident, a risk assessment, or audit. And then we can also enter the department that we have this non-conformity, and also the location, as our system supports multi-location to be managed in the system. And after that, we can enter our non-conformity right here, say non-conformity 1, 2, 3, and also the description, like the detail of this non-conformity. Saying just non-conformity description, 1, 2, 3. Furthermore, we can categorize this particular non-conformity that we are recording, like if they are production, regarding related to production, project management, or sales. All the items that you can see in this list, those are configurable, meaning we can add, edit, or delete the items that you can see in this list. Let me zoom in order to get a better visibility. Okay. And saying, I want to record more information for our non-conformity in our company. How we can do that? And actually, we can always add more fields to our module of QDMS, meaning what you see on the screen, they are not static. We can always create more fields to be recorded, like quantity, the nature of the non-conformity or the segregation. Those can be added into our system based on the actual operation of your company. After that, we can assign this non-conformity to be handled by a solution team. In order to have a smooth demonstration in this webinar, I am going to add myself as the team leader of this solution team. And if there are more team members to be involved, we can also add them into this record. And all these usernames, they are coming from Acumatica. So we have the integration for capturing like the employee information, vendor, supplier, or the stock item information from Acumatica ERP to our system. And if there is any attachment that you want to attach with this corrective action record, you are more than welcome to do so and upload it from your local drive to this particular record. So seeing I have a document and then I want to attach it and upload, then it will be saved and connected with this corrective action record. Once we get this ready, then we can send this out, and your corrective action record will be sent to the solution team. And the system will take you step by step. On the top that you can see the tab that it is in gray color, like having the first progress report, define the root cause and the corrective action, and see if we have any follow-up action before we close this particular record. So now let us save this, and it will be sent to the solution team, and a new record will be created. As I am the responsible person of this corrective action record, or for handling this non-conformity, I can find the request that is assigned to my account on this homepage. And first of all, the system will take you to do the first progress report. And this is exactly the one that we have just created. And we can have a quick connection and start managing this assignment. Like we can have our first progress report. We can fill it in this open text box and attach any document like a report or the invoice or the PO, for example. And then we can save this, and your first progress report will be saved. And then we can define the root cause. And by defining the root cause, all the items that you can see in this list, again, they are configurable, meaning we can define different root cause for the users to pick and choose. So let's say this is related to the machine, and the machine is the root cause. Then we can enter the description, like additional information, in this open text box. After that, we can save, and this root cause will be created and connected with this non-conformity. And once we have those ready, then we can save it. And on the home page, we can also find the root cause that we have to going to handle. Excuse. Yep. And we have an action to be planned in order to cope with the root cause. Because finding the root cause is not the ultimate goal. What we want to have is a continuous improvement by using our system. So now we have the problem here, and then we can come back here and create a corrective action or the preventive action. You have the option to pick and choose the action type and the action performer. Again, I'm going to pick myself as the action performer, and also the action that we have to do, like fix the machine. After that, we can set the due date for this action and also the root cause that we are coping with. Once it is ready, then we can save this, and this action or this assignment will be sent to the action performer, which is myself again. And on the home page, we can find this assignment is created in my login page or in my home page, like the corrective action that I have to perform. And saying I fixed the machine, then I can come back to this record and update what I have done and also the status of this assignment. On the top, we can also postpone it, like I want to have an extension to this assignment, extension of the deadline of this assignment, or I can update the status like I have performed it, or like fixed it, the machine. And if there's any picture report that you want to update, you're more than welcome to update it as an attachment to this record. After that, we can save this, and the system will send this record to the solution team for review and approval. So as for the responsible one in the solution team, I can find this record to be closed on my homepage. Excuse me. Let me scroll down, and this is the one. I can open this widget and get a quick connection to this record, and I can review what we have done in a report-like page. Like it shows us the non-conformity, what we have recorded, the solution team, the first progress report, the records that we have defined, and also the action that we have assigned it. And once all of them they are ready, then we can close this corrective action accordingly with entering the cost, very important, that helps you to keep tracking how much we spent on managing the non-conformity. Saying $1,000, as our system also supports multi-currency to be recorded, and also if there's any additional information that you want to put in this record. After that, your corrective action will be closed in the system. And in QDMS, there is a reporting tool that allows you to generate different ready-made report, like the actions report, the approval status report for you to keep tracking the status, and also the cost report and follow-up report, like before we're closing our corrective action, do we need any follow-up action, and are there follow-up actions that we are assigned it to different action performer? Those help you to keep tracking the follow-up action by opening this report. Also, there is a graphical report. And before generating this graphical report, you can put some criteria or standards or conditions to this report. Like we want to see the departments that handle the most corrective action in our system. And also set up the time frame. After that, we can draw the graph, and all your data will be shown as a bar chart and also a table. You can export the report as Excel, PDF, or image for sharing with any responsible parties. So this is how you can manage and record the non-conformity, the records, and corrective action by using QDMS. In addition, we have QDMS extension that help you to perform the root cause analysis. And let me put on the screen. And as Alex shared with us, like as for root cause analysis, there are a lot of tools and techniques that you can use, like 5 Whys, Pareto, Fishbone, as well as Ishikawa, or 8D model. So in QDMS extension, we have the tool that help you to digitize all these root cause analyze activities. And these are all the sample processes, and today we will get into the root cause analyze tool. So let's say we have our 5 Why analyze tool. And the system will ask you to enter the problem that you are encountering, and then you have to answer the why we are having this problem, like defective material, and then we can answer like incorrect ingredients. And based on the workflow of this application, we will then ask you the second why, the third, fourth, and the fifth why. As for the fifth why, the answer of the fifth why, that will be the root cause of this problem. And then let's get into this step by step. Like we are going to answer like incorrect ingredient, and then why incorrect ingredient, because of the human error. And then we can save this, and then the system will ask you the third why we have the human error, because he or she is the new employees. Then it's actually why the employee can cause this problem, because we don't have enough training. And at last, in the fifth why, it's ask you why we don't have enough training, because we don't have any missing plan for new employee. Then this answer will be the root cause for this particular problem. And once it is done, the system will save all the records or all the answers that you have, and you can find all the 5 why analyzed in a reporting tool. And then let's get back to the one that we have just created. You can retrieve all the information that you have entered in this Analyss for this particular problem and find out what is the root cause. It is missing training plan. And then we can carry out the corrective action in order to deal with this root cause. Also, we have an 8D model similar to the 5 whys. It takes you step by step, like defining the problem, assign this to a team, describe the problem, so forth and so on. You are not allowed to enter any or take to the further step before you finish the current one, because according to the workflow, it will take you step by step, like starting from D0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And once all of them are filled, and then a corrective action will be created in QDMS. And of course, we can use the reporting tool that retrieve all the previous records that we have managed in the system. And this is one of the examples that we identified the problem, and then we can take it step by step. And right in QDMS extension, we also have the fishbone diagram that allows you to have your root cause analyzed. And all the form design and also the flow, we design it based on the ASQ as for your information. So right here, we can define our problem, like the problem that we are facing, like again, the defective material, for example. And then we can define the root cause here, like if it is related to the material and why we are having this, like it's about the supplier. And then we can save this. And then it's also helped you to do the Analyss, like if it is related to a machine, then we can pick and choose the item from a drop-down list, like it is about the rusty pipes. And these two will be the root cause for this problem, like for this non-conformity. And then once we save this, the system will generate the corrective action record in QDMS, like the page I've showed you a couple minutes ago. And at last, we come to the Pareto chart, which allowed you to enter the frequencies of the possible root cause, and you can define the non-conformity here, saying non-conformity 999, and then we can add the possible root cause, like the category AAA, and then it's happened 10 times, and then we have another possible root cause, like category BBBB, and it's happened like 5 times. And when we save this, the system will calculate the percentage, and all this number and value will be shown in the reporting tool, like all the root cause analyzed that we have in terms of using the Pareto chart. And also we can find all this value in a dashboard as well, like as we can see here, like as for non-conformity 999, and then for different possible root cause, we can find this here in this dashboard. Then we can generate a corrective action based on this data that we can see in this dashboard. So this is how we can make use of the root cause Analyss tool that we have in QDMS extension. And what's next I want to show you is the functionality that helped you to manage your predictive maintenance. And as Kevin mentioned, we have integrated with a smart sensor, which called Halo. And I'm going to put this on your screen. And this is a smart sensor for capturing the data like the temperature and also the gunshot, the wave, THC, like see if anyone is smoking weed, and also like their air particle, like PM, temperature, humidity, and so on. So you can see now everything is normal, meaning they are in green color. And we can set up different threshold value in order to keep tracking the data that we have in different events or different aspects. And as for the temperature, like now we set up the threshold number as 100. So as the temperature now we are having 72 degrees, so it's below the threshold value, nothing will be triggered. So what about it's above the threshold value? Saying we are putting this sensor in our freezer and it's supposed to be lower than 40 degrees in our refrigerators. Then what's next? And actually, first of all, as in the sensor, its color will turn into red, meaning like this out of the range, out of the tolerance range or the threshold value. And then the system will trigger an email to be sent to the responsible person, which is myself. And I can find this email in my email account and also trigger an application in QDMS extension. So I'm going to log in as the user, like Barbara. And if you notice now this on the sensor, it is out of the range and its color is red, then we can come to the system and the system will automatically create like a note and run an application. And this is the daily temperature applications that we have, and it's used for recording all the temperature of our freezer or cooler. But in this example, I want to show you as we capture the halo message from the smart sensor. Like now it is 73.5 degrees, and it is above the threshold number in this particular date and time. And the system will fill in the form automatically. And also, as we have a notification or a message coming from Halo, also we can create a corrective action automatically in QDMS as well. So in QDMS, we take you to the corrective action module and create a corrective action like with the Halo sensor message, like it is now above the threshold value that we have set up. So this is how we can use the integration between the Halo smart sensors and QDMS for managing all the non-conformity and corrective action that happen in our company. This comes to the end of my demonstration. Thank you very much.
Sam, thank you very much for the demonstration. Much appreciated. Let me take over the screen so that we can continue our webinar session. So, as you see during this webinar session on QDMS quality management software, you can manage your quality assurance as well as quality control and predictive quality management operations as a standalone application, as well as integrated with Acumatica ERP system. In addition, with the help of smart sensors, for example, and particularly we partner with Halo smart sensors, you can also remotely monitor the temperature, humidity, lighting, noise, wave, and other important events and developments in your work environment, and you can take actions in a proactive way. Now let's answer some questions. I've been also receiving certain questions that we need to be addressing, some of them about QDMS, some of them about compliance to ISO. So for example, one of the questions is, can I use mobile application of QDMS to take actions for corrective actions as well as root cause analysis? Sam, would you like to answer this question with regards to mobile application?
Sure. And QDMS has a native mobile application, and it is available for Android and iOS device. You can download it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Download the application into your mobile, into your smartphone or tablet. And after you connecting to your QDMS, you will also see the same data set that you can see in the web browser, because they are going to and coming from the same database. And by using the mobile application, you can manage like your root cause analysis, and also creating a new corrective action in QDMS mobile, meaning by using your handheld devices. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Another question is also about Halo Smart Sensors integrated with QDMS, also QDMS integrated with Acumatica ERP. Is there anything else that you can do in addition to what you showed us during the demo with regards to smart sensors, such as work orders? So yes, so with our current integration with Halo Smart Sensors, for example, you can also manage work orders as well as work requests, for example. So we also have integrations to our asset and maintenance management system called BEAM. That is also for facility management, for example. So it can trigger automatic work orders to BEAM, or on the QDMS side for quality management, it also triggers automatic tasks, actions to take actions, for example. So Sam demonstrated earlier with regards to corrective action, for instance. If you like to assign a team member for, let's say, for discovery as to or investigation as to what is going on in that work environment, for example, system also triggers automatic tasks, actions, for instance, that you can take action as to go to that work environment and investigate as to if there is anything wrong in terms of temperature, for example, in that scenario. That could be about noise, vape, as well as humidity and so on. So it depends on what you like to be doing. So the idea is to basically automate these activities. Normally, you may just get a notification from the sensor, but getting notification is not enough. You need to take action upon it. And there may be a task, there may be a corrective action, or finding the root cause of it is to get in the bottom of the issue. So that is where we are getting into this integration piece to be proactive and to take action based on the information that we get from the smart sensors without being there physically and checking, and also being proactive. So you may also get the notification, as I mentioned earlier, from the smart sensors, but then what? What is the next step? So the next step needs to be, someone needs to think about it. Someone needs to make phone calls, send emails normally. So there is no need with these automatic integration, so that someone is actually assigned automatically, officially, and can take action accordingly for temperature, humidity, or any other work environment related, health and safety related developments or events, for instance. Let's see if there is any other questions. Well, you talk about modules of QDMS. How many modules should I get at a minimum? What is the minimum number of modules I should have to comply with our current quality management system? That's what the question says. So, okay, that's a good question. So QDMS is a modular system, and you can pick and choose any module that you like. So in terms of minimum requirement, there is no minimum requirement. You can start with a couple of modules if you like, as for control document management or any other module that you like. For us, the priority is to be able to help you comply quality management and regulatory standards in a digital environment without the need of paper. So if you like to start with a couple of modules at the start, that is perfectly fine. You can add more modules in the future if you like. If you like to start with a set of modules, that's also fine. So that is really up to you. The choice is yours. We are providing you the technology and the service as QDMS software. Also, It is also integrated with Acumatica ERP system. You can enjoy the benefits of both systems together. And on top of it, as an additional extra benefit, now we also have Halo smart sensors, for example, integrated with QDMS. So you can be more proactive as to managing your quality management operations. And you can even be predictive as to these values that the smart sensor Halo is actually collecting means something. Before anything breaks down, you can take action upon it in a predictive way. So that is very, very important. I think we address all the questions. There are some questions about pricing. For pricing or for scheduling any meeting, for example, as a follow-up to continue this conversation, you have our contact information on the screen. You can send us an email and we'll be happy to address your questions. Alex, before we end our session, do you have any other insights that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, sure, Kevin. What I wanted to say, and this is really based on my own experience when I was working at this aerospace company, is that just prior to the surveillance audit, and that's done yearly, that was about a week before the audit. It was just about, panics came on because of getting ready for the audit, because you had to collect all the data, information, and so on for the auditor. And I really was not aware at that time of the existence of the QDMS tool. So bottom line is that if I knew of the tool and if the tool is used properly, then there's really no need to prepare for the audit, because everything is already there. It's available for the auditor to review. So I think that other than the reasons that I mentioned before, I think a tool like QDMS is extremely valuable in supporting audits. So that's what I wanted to mention as a conclusion.
Alex, thank you very much for the insights. Very educational, as always, very insightful. Thank you. And I'm sure our attendees also enjoy your presentation as well. Much appreciated. Before we end our session, I'd like to let you know that we completed successfully. We delivered our Synergize 2021 annual virtual conference and 2 weeks ago, and it went very well. And thank you for your attendance and your interest. The recordings about Synergize 2021, and it had a lot of educational presentations and demonstrations in it, including Alex's demonstrations about ISO compliance, AS 9100 compliance, and we also have other expert hours as to business process improvement, as well as information about cannabis industry in general, as well as OSHA requirements and how to comply these requirements in a digital environment by using QDMS, BIM, and other software systems. So recordings are available on our YouTube channel, Bimser International YouTube channel. So please visit our YouTube channel to watch Synergize 2021 annual virtual conference recordings. Very educational, very informative, and I'm sure you'll find it to be beneficial. And we'll continue Synergize annual virtual conference every year, as always. And next year also we'll have it in March, and we are looking forward to having you at Synergize 2022 as well. We have a new website. Please visit our website, bimserint.net. We have more information about our products. We also support them with use cases as well as use case videos. We also have an app marketplace. If you'd like to take a look, we are building it. We just started it. I'm sure you'll also find it to be interesting. So you are more than welcome to visit our website, bimserint.net and .com. They are both coming to the same new website that we put together. Our YouTube channel is very active. We have more than 200 videos available about digital business transformation, manufacturing 4.0, automation, remote work, and many other subject matters. So we invite you to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe so that you'll be notified as soon as we have any video available on our YouTube channel. And our Eventbrite page is designed to help you, let you know about our coming events and also our webinars. You can take a look at our coming webinars and you can register for those that you are interested. I'd like to thank you for your time and thank you for your interest. And we are looking forward to having you at our coming executive webinar sessions. Thank you and have a nice day.